Hello, ladies and best. We're here with Serge Panchenko in the 2017 Blade Show, and we're going to learn a little about him. Serge, how long have you been designing knives for?
So I started making knives in 2008. Started with traditional kind of forged items, and then after kind of getting bored with that, I began with fixed blades. Especially, I started doing a lot more folders, and pretty much folders these days. That's pretty much it.
Now, how did you get into it? Who taught you how to do knives? How did that all start?
So knife forums were a big help in the beginning, so I got most of my information there, and then the rest is just practice. And I get bored fast, so I'm always trying to find something different, something new, and something that nobody else has, is doing or seen before.
Now, a lot of off-brand makers and manufacturers have picked up your designs. How many different companies have you worked with designing models?
Okay, so Spyderco is doing several generations of the dog tag now, the Rock. Boker released the Lancer, and the newest thing is Fox Knives is going to be releasing 3 models. So that was actually finalized today. So that's coming soon.
Now you have a recent collaboration with G&G Hawk that Millet is producing, and I'm going to scan down to it. It's called the Oribt. Tell us about the Oribt. It's a fascinating design.
So the Oribt is a collaboration with Gavin Hawk, as you said. It is a design I did with Gavin's input. We modified it how we thought it would look best. I initially designed it to be a kind of a thicker, shorter knife, but Gavin thought it would look better as a slimmer, kind of more flowing design. So I redid it a few times until we got it to where we like it. So it uses the Hawk lock system, which is magic to me. I don't know how it works. Got to talk to Gavin about that. But it's a cleaver blade, and we will also be introducing other blade shapes for those that don't like cleaver knives. We think it's a really beautiful knife. It has a lot of flow. There are several different versions of it as well. So Gavin has the carbon fiber version. He'll also have G10 and titanium, and then I will have the antique brass and titanium with anodizing available through me. So we kind of have different versions available through both of us.
Now, there are various versions. How can somebody on my channel that wants to buy this knife, how do they do it? Do you have a retail outlet, or do they contact you directly? How do you buy it?
So I do sales through my website, publicize everything via Instagram and Facebook. So that's through me. To buy Gavin's versions, you take a look at his Instagram page. I believe he sells through his website. So a good place to contact him would be via Instagram or via his email.
Wonderful.
And of course, the Oribt, as this is called, is produced by Millet Knives in Idaho. So Gavin's versions with the carbon fiber and the titanium are made by Millet, and then Millet makes my knife, except for I do the antiquing on my version, which has brass scales. So it kind of gives customers 4 or 5 different options in the look of the knife.
Wonderful. So now you have another knife here called the Bean. I'm going to scan over to it. Can you tell us a little about the Bean and what it's about, how it came about, and how it works?
So the Bean is a small, non-locking slip joint. I did many variations of it now. Different materials, different blade shapes. The design, of course, mimics the shape of a bean on a stalk. That's where the name came from. Easy to remember. So there have been many variations, including one with a cleaver blade, and then also the Generation 2 with a drop point. With a Warncliffe blade. That's not a flipper. It was a thumb opener. So that's actually one of the knives that will be available as a production knife through Fox Knives.
Now, what is the weight of the base model bean?
So the beans are, a lot of them, or all of them are under 3 ounces. So it depends on the variation. So the variations with the brass handles are obviously a little bit heavier. Those with carbon fiber are a lot lighter. So we're looking at about 1.5 ounces.
That's a wonderfully light knife.
Yeah, they're easy to carry. That's what it was designed for. very unobtrusive, very easy to carry, very light, and also because it's non-locking, it's legal almost everywhere. So a lot of my customers are in Europe. So legal, easy to carry, and an interesting knife to play with. Also, a lot of people buy it. Those that maybe don't like the fidget spinners, they play with the bean knife.
That's great. Well, those are two new models from a world-class, world-famous designer, Serge Panchenko. Thank you so much for your interview, Serge.
Well, thank you very much.